Now, Mr. Agnew for 2.5 minutes.
Thank you, Chairman, and the 15 MEPs who've bothered to turn up to this debate, which says a little bit about democracy in the European Union. Of course, the EU has long since become the great arbiter of law when compared to the parliaments of member states. In the United Kingdom, this is most noticeable in the number of acts of parliament that are now passed. Before we entered the then EEC, typically Parliament would pass 60 to 70 acts. Today it is typically around 25. By contrast, our national parliaments now regurgitate thousands of pages of regulations forced on them by the European institutions. This EU Parliament, as evidenced by the inexorable decline in turnout at European elections, continues to move ever further away from the people, real voters. As a matter of principle, UKIP always opposes the profligate waste of this Parliament and of the EU. We know only too well that the EU represents one of the greatest pork barrels ever conceived, and vast sums extracted from the pockets of hard-pressed and hard-working taxpayers all over Europe are poured down this bottomless barrel. We oppose at every turn the larcenous activities of the EU klepto state. We shall go on doing it day in and day out. But every now and again we can see the benefit of some expenditure, and you are looking at me in great surprise. But the fact is that having access to what is being done in their name is a matter of vital interest to every taxpayer in the European Union. If public consultations are not to be available in all of the official languages of the EU, millions of its citizens will be deprived of access to what is being done in their name and will be deprived of the ability to take part. Whilst the Commission would doubtless be much happier if large numbers of taxpayers were excluded from much of what is going on, we say that the taxpayer must always be able to access the work of the Council and the Commission. Only thus can taxpayer representatives hold them to account for all the corruption and waste that we know takes place. Of course, there is one low-cost solution. I have heard it 2 or 3 times actually this evening. Do it all in English. That way would promote the learning of English across Europe, much to the benefit of young people, as it is the lingua franca of so much of the world's activities. But that might upset the French, and we can't do that, can we? Because this place exists to keep the French happy. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Agnew.